Hi there, friends. My name is Matthew Saunders, and as you've probably figured out by now, I'm doing this series of short videos and social media posts about neurodivergence called My Neurodivergent Brain. This is the 9th in that series of videocasts, and it's called Eyesight, Distance, and Direction. I'd love for you to subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can see down below that it is at bit.ly/my neurodivergent brain, or you can scan the QR code and it'll take you directly to the actual channel. And if you would follow me on Twitter, that'd be great too. My Twitter handle is @Creech. I really hope that my insights are interesting and helpful. And if you've missed any of the previous casts, you can catch up on my YouTube channel, as I said, listed below. So thanks very much, and let's get on to episode 9, Eyesight, Distance, and Direction. When I was little, I also had no sense of distance. I would run halfway up the front yard if I saw a car coming to avoid it. And at 12, I was still considered a hazard to myself and others because I really wasn't very good at judging how far something was away. And my eye-hand coordination was still poor. I didn't have a sense of my own physical space. And to this day, I still don't really know how far a mile is or a kilometer. And back in the 70s and early 80s, nobody could have possibly made the connection between my short-sightedness, poor binocular vision, astigmatism, and ADHD. You see, ADD wasn't added to the DSM until 1980. Remember, that's the manual that I talked about in an earlier podcast. And ADHD wasn't included until 1987. And many ADD and ADHD symptoms are shared by binocular vision dysfunction. This is the lack of ability to properly focus because the eyes are misaligned. So those with ADHD or ADD can present with these symptoms as well. And in the 1970s, I was diagnosed with having a lazy eye because of this, and I wore a patch over one eye to try and fix it. This is all a long way of saying I was overcompensating because I couldn't properly judge the distance, and that turned into an assumption that I had a lazy eye, and a physical intervention was put into place. One last bit of connected data here that couldn't have been understood at the time is my red-green color blindness. So 33% of the general public has astigmatism. Then when you look at people on the autism spectrum, 73% of those have astigmatism. And then the National Library of Medicine reports about 8% of males have color blindness. But when you look at those on the autism spectrum, that jumps to roughly 30%, over 3.5 times more prevalent. The medical community didn't make the connection of color blindness and autism until about 2017. So to add on to that, I'm direction blind. I have spatial impairments. And I think this is related to my dyslexia. I have troubles with right and left. If somebody gives me directions to go north on 1st Street and then travel west on Green Avenue, I will get lost. I operate best with landmarks. So, again, I give myself extra time to get to places, and that typically helps this problem. Also, the advent of smartphones has been a blessing to me because there are maps on them, and they can be very, very discreet. You know, if you're walking around a new city that you're not familiar with, if you've got your smartphone hooked up to your smartwatch, and your smartwatch can give you those directions. Thanks so much for listening to episode 9, Eyesight, Distance, and Direction. The next episode's going to drop in about a week, and this one's going to be a little bit different. It's entitled Cancer, and it explores a little bit about my experience as a cancer survivor, just about 22 years ago, and how it changed my worldview, how it changed the way that I approach people and stress and challenges like that in general. But as a little twist, I have connections to cancer and learning disabilities. So I hope that you'll spend a little bit of time with me next week. And thanks again for watching this video, Eyesight, Distance, and Direction. Take care.